Hey guys, tomorrow the special one returns, so it's going to be the special one up against the inexperienced one. Who's going to come out on top? Today we heard two press conferences for our upcoming game against Benfica, which is going to be played tomorrow. And first off, we had our man at the helm, Enzo Maresca, and he came across quite honest in his press conference, but he's still a man learning on the job. So we've got a YTS manager, a youth training scheme. That's what that stood for, if anyone doesn't know, anyone who's not from the UK. And he's training YTS players. So we've got a manager who's learning on the job. We've got players who are learning on the job. And that's why we're getting a lot of inconsistent results at the moment. And it's not me saying that. It's him saying that himself. Because he was asked about he said he's still learning how to play with 10 men. He says he's not used to knowing how to set up a team with 10 men. His words, not mine. And so we thought he'd have learned after the Manchester United game. He's had a lot of experience now, because we had a man sent off against Newcastle, a man sent off against Flamengo in a Club World Cup. We had a man sent off against Manchester United, and every single time we've had a man sent off, he's lost them all. And ironically, the best performance we had against 10 men was the game against Newcastle. And what did he do in that game? He carried on his philosophy of attacking football, and that's why we nearly got a result in that game. We were the better team in the second half with 10 men, but he's been very cowardice in his last two games, and rather than leaving an attacker on, he's just gone defensively, and that's why we have come out as a loser. Especially more disappointed with the game against Brighton, because we were actually holding on to a 1-0 lead. So he's still learning things on the job, and that's not a good concoction when you've got a manager who's learning and players who are learning. So you haven't got that experience that you need to get out of conditions like this. Hoping it would be he'll turn a corner and everything will be okay, but only time will tell. Some news that came out today as well was that Disas is back in the fold. Had to be, really, because we've got no defenders. We've got injuries to Tosin. We've got Shalabar will be available tomorrow, actually, because obviously that sending off doesn't affect the Champions League. But against Liverpool at the weekend, we're going to have no defenders because everyone's either injured or suspended. So they've brought Tosin. Common sense has prevailed, and Tosin, not Tosin. Disasi is back with the squad. So moving on from the inexperienced one, we were privileged to have the special one back where he used to be in the hot seat at Chelsea Football Club. So once again, he brings that sort of aura and presence to his press conferences, and he had a lot of good things to say. And the press conference was actually taken in a room where you had all past managers there. So Enzo Maresca was asked about it, and he said that's something that he wants. Obviously, he's got the World Club Cup, but he said he would like to have his picture out there with the league trophy, or like the Champions League as well. So only time will tell. And I said results have got to pick up. But when Jose Mourinho was asked a similar question, he said, "You know what? This shows a sign of a big club, because sometimes some clubs want to wipe away the history because they feel that the new managers would be intimidated by it. But Chelsea are a team who recognises the things that managers have achieved in the past, and because of that, they're not, they want to set that barometer for the managers coming forward, the next managers coming in. So that proves that they are a big club who want to compete. So okay, we've got the big club mentality, but we've got to prove that big club mentality when we go out onto the field and play. And he says he's still a Blue, which is good to hear. But obviously, and that's the thing I like about him. All day he said he's still a Blue. He said once he crosses that line tomorrow, he's not going to be a Blue for 90 minutes. And because he's got that winning mentality, so he wants to win games. He still wants to win games. Okay, he may not be the Jose that we had in the early days, but he's still got that aura about him. And it'll be typical Jose to come and mastermind a result. So it'll be good to see the master against the apprentice and see who comes out on top tomorrow. Stick your comments below who you think's going to win this one. And our job may have been made just that little bit harder for the match tomorrow, in that there's doubts over 3 key players. If these 3 key players are missing, then it's going to be good night. Now 2 key players and 1 periphery. I call Santos. I wouldn't call him a key player at this present moment, but the 2 big misses, if these 2 are out, then it could be a long day. As I said, Caicedo, he may be out. He's got a little knock, so we don't know whether he's going to be starting this game. And João Pedro, he's another one with a knock, so we're going to end up with no strikers, with Liam Delap injured also. Then we'll have to Tyreek George looks like he may have to play up front in a Champions League game. Yeah, it's going to be long. And to me, and that's again, I'm blaming Maresca for this. And the reason why I'm blaming Maresca for this is because the 2 times that we went down to 10 men, he just had João Pedro on his own up front and working his socks off for the team. Didn't have any help in any of those 2 games. And that's the other thing when you're making these decisions. You've got to look at the bigger picture as well. You're looking at, João Pedro is my only fit striker. Do I run into the ground with a risk of him getting injury, or do I give him a bit of help in these situations? And had he had someone up there with João Pedro helping him when we went out to 10 men, then I don't think we'll be in this position now where he's a doubt for the game tomorrow. And it's a risk, because obviously we need the points against Benfica, but then we've got a big game on Sunday against Liverpool. Do we play him today? He's out for the Liverpool game, or so it's really a tricky situation that we're in. And again, I don't want to go on about the squad planning because I've done too many videos on it. So yeah, don't want to be sounding like a scratch record. But anyway, there we are, guys. So you excited about the game tomorrow? You're a bit worried, a bit nervous? Do you think our bad form is going to continue, or do you think this is going to be the turning point and we're going to come away victorious against our old manager? So let me know again in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye bye.